Paints and Glitter. My name is Raquel and I welcome you to my channel. I am going to, as always, try to prepare my camera as it is impossible for me to see where it's pointing half the time until I get into my own video. So I will momentarily be able to see that, and yes, okay, awesome. All right. I'm going to be waiting for people to join me because there's no one here quite yet. And that gives me time to prep here my camera. There we go. Oh, hello, Beverly. Thank you for being here. It's been a while, or it feels like it's been a while. I am going to be sharing a haul today and maybe do a little bit of coloring. I'm thinking of doing some stamping. I'm just not sure which stamps to go with. I'm kind of in the mood to play around. Hi, Joanna. Oh, wonderful. Joanna, I loved your balloons. We've been on a balloon kick lately, but thank you so much for being here. I think in the live videos, it allows us a little bit more opportunity to talk more in depth about crafting, and that's what I enjoy about them. I feel like I'm having just a nice conversation with my girlfriends in my home, you know, over coffee, that sort of thing. So I really like doing that. And I am going to wait for more people to join in order to discuss the haul, which is nothing extraordinary, but as always, so much fun. So I will be sharing that. But in the meantime, since you're here, Joanna, I just wanted to show you the balloon. The balloon. Let me see if it's in frame here. Okay, so I'll move these little girls out of the way. So this was the one that I shared on Facebook. Actually, you know what? I tried sharing this from Instagram, I should say, to Facebook, and for some reason that didn't work. I don't know what's up with that. However, that's not too important. I just wanted to share it with you because I know that you have this set. And Beverly, I don't know if you picked up this set at all. Thank you. Yes, the card stock is all Tonic. And I was thinking of how you did your base, and you shared with me that picture of that really rustic little base that you made. So Beverly, if you haven't seen the one Joanna made, she shared it in the group and it's so gorgeous. So she shared with me some pictures just on, you know, on the side. And what I did down here, and I guess I can, no, I can't take it apart. I forgot that I glued it together. I keep confusing this one with the other one. Anyway, what I did down here is that I cut out the panels into the base there using that little one that creates kind of that little basket weave look. But then I went in with the Nouveau paste. I had shared in a haul video some of the paste that I had gotten. So this is the glacier paste that I use, and this is called, oh, forgive me guys, but they don't make this easy to read, and I am blind, but I know it says something frost. In any case, it's a really pretty blue. But before I even did that, this started out as white cardstock, and I actually colored it using this, let me share with that, this embellishment mousse. So the colors that you see here are a combination of 3 different blues. It was cornflower blue embellishment mousse that I used as the base. Then I put some glacier paste on it, and I also used some glitter drops in Blue Lagoon, and I started off kind of framing this, and then I just went in with my finger and started messing with it, as I always do. I start off with an idea and then change it halfway through. Oh yes, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. So let me go ahead and do that. Here we go. Thank you, Beverly, so much for letting me know that. So The top here, just to let you know, was also the same paper that I used at the bottom. And what I did was the same, you know, same stuff there. So it gives you an idea of how deep of a color you can get and how bright of a shine you can get when you do use the embellishments, or, you know, the Nouveau products, I should say. Then, of course, I went to town with all my little diamonds. The steampunk one, yeah. Oh, wow, 10 cards, that's a lot. The blue mirror card, great question, Beverly. Okay. I'm trying to be more organized so that I'm not all over the place, and I'm so proud of myself that I found it on my first try. This is Marina Mist. Thank you, Joanna. We're on the same wavelength. So yes, Marina Mist. And so Tonic's recently been doing bundles of their cardstock, and I took advantage of one of the sales and got as many of the holographic ones as I could, because, oh, these are my favorite all-time papers, I have to say. The fact that they catch so much light, you know, they're so reflective, is just, to me, just top notch. Because seeing this in person, it just really is like a light bulb, because it's shining all over the place. When I look at it, I'm seeing rainbows popping all over this cardstock, and I just love that. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Yes, you were right. The assembly of this balloon with this particular cardstock was a great opportunity for me to increase my prayer life. And I'm going to tell you why. This slick coating that this has that makes it so absolutely stunning is also the very thing that makes it repel adhesive like a whale. So, like a whale repelling water is what I should say. In any case, whatever. Don't mind me and my stupid analogies. But what I mean is, if you see here, I always use liquid adhesive with the dry adhesive when I'm making 3D items, because I'm only using that that dry adhesive to get my initial tack on something, and then the wet adhesive, because there's water in it, inevitably it'll penetrate the paper fibers and, you know, allow for a really nice hold. However, in this case, because of that coating, it just was not enough, and so I ended up having to go back and hold each little tab. And then on the top, what I had done was I did see the live video or pre-recorded video or whatever that the ladies made from Tonic, and they were doing the whole magnet thing. And I saw her struggle with the magnets, and I thought, I don't want to fight with my crafting. So when I do my magnets, I'm going to place them on the inside. So that's what I did, and these are really strong, those neodymium, or however you say that, magnets. They're really, really strong. But then when it came to put the other part on here, I today ended up putting washi tape on one of them, which in hindsight, I should have done that with all of it, but in any case, this one stuck, and I did use hot glue. But I'm sticking that to parchment paper, which parchment paper also has its own coating. So I kind of made myself this formula of, you know, disaster in terms of as far as glue was concerned. But in any case, you know, we crafters are persistent, and this is a great way to learn what not to do, what to implement, what to leave out. And had I to do it all over again, I may have, and I've done this in the past, taken the paper and only where that edge was with the little tabs, I would have used the softest of my, this is a 360 grit nail file, and I would have just rubbed the paper lightly just to give it a more porous surface to allow for the tack. And I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I'm really happy with the results no matter what, because I was able to put a little light in here And because this is transparent, of course, it shines and it looks so, so adorable. I'm not going to turn off my lights right now and do that, but y'all can take my word for it. So this is, yeah, this is Marina Mist, and the parchment is one that I've just had in my stash. I was blessed enough to receive a stash of crafty items, and among them was quite a few stacks of parchment. Pergamano is what it's called. And it's meant for these really frilly cards that you can make. But I've not ventured into that. I have enjoyed using the papers instead in my mini albums and 3D makes. So enough about the balloon. Let's put that aside. And of course, if you have any questions about that, thank you so much. I like to share, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because y'all know how that goes. It's not always as easy as it looks on camera, and even when you're watching the ladies craft on the, you know, on the shows that they do to introduce these things, sometimes no matter how hard they try, it doesn't go as smooth as they plan it. And, you know, just because you have to try harder doesn't mean you should give up, is I guess my point. But anyway, so I went to this little resale store not too far from where I live, and they have a little bit of everything. And I scored. I was so happy because, yo, I got some diamond dust, and this stuff is not cheap. And I got this whole bit. I don't know. Somebody must have given up on crafting, or, I mean, these things happen, you know. But I got this entire, now there's some DNA in here. The female who had this, I shouldn't assume, but the individual lost a hair and left it behind there, but whatever. That doesn't freak me out because I've worked with children. So it's kind of difficult to gross me out. So anyway, I had that. And then this little bundle here, believe it or not, I do still enjoy wood stamps. So I got these because I thought they were perfect for the spring. And this is a company that is, Stamps Happen is the name of it. I don't know if they are still in business or not, but these were new to me. I have seen this little image before, and it's this little kind of fairy, and I'm not much into the whole, like, I'm not into the mystical stuff, you know, unicorns and all that bit. I'm not into that, but I do enjoy the really kind of whimsical and soft look of little fairies and plants and that sort of thing. So that's as far as I take that. But in any case, I really enjoy these because of the other images that they came with, which is like the little birdhouse and that, the flowers. And then look at this one, the little flower pot with a ladybug on it and the tulips. And I hope this is coming up clear, but I thought it was so darling. And she's just, you know, hanging out in there. I don't know, tulips grow in abundance here in this area where I live, so anything with tulips on it really will catch my eye. Because it's kind of like that first happy color that you see in spring. We have a lot of crocus also, so if you're not familiar with that plant, it's the smaller purple plant that can emulate a tulip if you could shrink a tulip. And it's the first one that comes out in spring around here. So you'll see a cap of snow and then the little crocus poking out. But I thought, you know, I don't know, those just made me happy to look at them. Then they also had this, which I've never heard of, Whiff of Joy. And her name is Kneeling Willow. And she's just got the funniest look on her face. But I thought she was so cute. So I figured I should share, you know. I've never seen this company before. If you guys are familiar with it, or if anyone rewatches this and can let me know if this is still around. I doubt it. This is from Elizabeth Bell, by the way. Seems to be the designer. And let me take a peek here to see. Oh, and by the way, this is a rubber stamp. They all are. But this one doesn't have that tacky stuff in the back. So I'm not quite sure, actually, because I am not the most well-versed. Yeah, it seems like I'm going to have to stick it on something. I have no idea, but whatever. I'm not worried about it because this cost me a total of $1.25. And this is, it says Altras, I think that's how you say that, Switzerland. But again, new to me, and it's called Whiff of Joy. And no, I'm not gonna whiff it. But in any case, there's Stampin' Up! The Nicest Things. This is, of course, a company everybody knows about. Hello, Samantha! Yay! Yes! I came along just to say hello and show some stuff and chat and talk like I always do. But this one I thought was really super cute. It says, a friend is one of the nicest things you can have and one of the best things you can be. And apparently some person named Douglas Pagels, P-A-G-E-L-S, wrote that down and now gets to quote it. So these little stamps came like so. And I'm going to have to take them out of here. And it looks like they were never used because here's the little image that you're supposed to stick to the back of that. So whatever. Very cute. I like to mix and match old and new. So I thought that would be super cute with this set here that I did show previously, but I figured I should mention it again. This is the Garden Greetings die set from Tonic Studios. And it has all these little bits and pieces that you can use for a garden scene. And I thought, ooh, that would be super cute with a bunny and little girls and another little girl hanging out looking at the floor like she don't know what's going on, and maybe a fairy. I don't know, whatever. That was my thought process and I'm happy with it. So there, that was that. But you have that. So let's see here. Okay. Oh, yeah, I need some details on that too, Joanna. So send me a link if you have one. If not, you know me, I'll be perusing my pages to see if I find something. And if I do, of course, I'll share it. Now, I was looking for something that would be balloon friendly because, of course, you get the die set and then you're like, but wait, I need papers to go with the die set because then if I have the die set, I've been looking for these forever and a day, and they've been sitting in my cup of scissors. Anyway, you'd think I would look there first. So I was, if you give a mouse a cookie, that was my situation, and that's how I'm gonna justify my purchase. But my good girlfriend, Michelle, who is Shabby Chic Chick, is an affiliate of this company, which is ASC Craft Supplies. And matter of fact, I do believe she just shared a project. So let's just look at this together. Okay, guys? Let's just do this. There's little balloons in here, whatever. Okay, so it says here, sign up for our newsletter and get a 10% off code each month. And that is from asccraftsupplies.com. There's free shipping on orders over $75. She sent me a note. C. Chambers, I believe is her name. Yep. And, okay, so I don't think there's anything private here. So it looks like on Facebook, I'm just trying to make sure I don't share everything. It looks like they have a Facebook group and a VIP group. So let me share this with you guys. Yes, I do have Instagram, and I do go by Paints and Glitter on Instagram. And then Paper Besos also is on Instagram, and Beverly is also on Instagram. And hello, the Latin Girl 34. Please let me know your name so that I get to know you a little bit better. So there's that if you guys are interested. Now, I'm so excited. Let me act like a little child. Ooh, check it out, guys. She sent me a pen. My husband is so gonna steal this because it's green. But this is what got me so excited about purchasing from this company. And it is that they carry one of the prettiest papers out there, in my humble opinion. And that is Mintay. So I picked up Joy of Life. It's so gorgeous, guys. The 12 by 12. And I hope you guys can see this. Alvina, welcome, darling. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with us. I hope you are always happy to come back and that you enjoy the content of this channel. So today is just all about the stuff, right? I went ahead and picked up the smaller, what's this called? 15.2 centimeter or 6x6 paper pad. And then I also picked up their paper die cuts. So I'll open that in a second. And guys, I could have gone crazy, but I stopped myself. They had this here. A mini album base in the shape of a balloon. So, I just could not help myself. So let's open this and take a look at it. This here, I thought would go so darling with the balloon. You see where I'm going, right? And guys, just to let you know, Mintay is so awesome that even their packaging is something you can use in your crafting. So I tend to save these bits and then cut those apart too. But here's the chipboard. And of course this one's laser cut, so it's got all the pretty, you know, design there. But then the rest of it, it's very lightweight. I mean, this is compressed cardboard, really. It's not the heavier chipboard like what I use in my mini albums when I make them from scratch. Those are really, really heavy. This is much more lightweight, but I'm not bothered by that. Quite honestly, I'm going to try to figure out, for instance, when I make this, because I like for a book to open like a book, and I don't think that that's going to happen with this. I'm probably going to have to make it so it opens, you know, top folding. Then I may insert a ring here, which is fine. But I thought that was so super cute. And it does come with a total of... Okay, so you get your 6 pages and then your cover. So there's that. MDF. Yes. Oh, you have a die, Beverly. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Super cool. See, that's, you know, the thing with the dies is, we all know this, then we're able to cut things out more than once. But quite honestly, if I want to cheat, I can trace this and take a picture of it and upload it to my computer and then cut it as many times as I want to with my Cricut Maker. But you didn't hear that here. I'm just saying. If I wanted to go that route, I could. But let me get this out of the way for a second so we can look at the papers. Because let's start here. And this came with, let's take a peek here. I don't know. And my eyesight is getting so much worse. But I'm going to praise the Lord for what I can see. Because let's be honest, some of the stuff is... I need to stop. Never mind. Forget it. I was going to make a stupid joke. Alright, so this is what got me, guys. And I am just very particular about certain things. So sometimes I will purchase a paper collection because I like one image. And there it is. It's that little hummingbird. Oh, it's just so stinking cute. So let me try to show it up close. It is so darling, so delicate, so pretty. I love it, love it, love it. We have hummingbirds. I was just chatting with some ladies online on another video saying that we're blessed enough to have hummingbirds that come to our yard. We have feeders and all that stuff. But it's so much fun to have them zoom by you and all that good stuff. But look at, there's the hot air balloon. It's so pretty, and I'm gonna have this background here so that way you guys can see the images more clearly. There's a little house, different size balloons as you can tell, and then different size birds. And these, because these are laser cut, I mean the poor little beak, they are so delicate. And if you guys have seen my previous projects, you know I'm all about that. I love delicate little pieces that you can layer. So this really just caught my eye, and I am so happy to have gotten it. There's a little birdhouse, and I happen to have a birdhouse outside in that material. Haha, love it. Then there's this grouping of flowers. One of them is more like a dry flower arrangement is how I would describe that, in the yellows and cream color there. And then the other one is much more of a brighter watercolor style. But I'm sorry guys if I don't mean to go slow here. I quite honestly have, you know, trouble with depth perception. So I have to kind of slow down to grab things. Now this one has the balloon with the flowers on it. And then the other ones don't. So there's two options there, which I think is wonderful, because suppose you're making a baby boy album and you don't want the frilly flowers, and you have that option. And then, of course, if you want to make it super feminine for like maybe even a wedding or something like that, then you have options there for the super girly stuff. Then there's, I haven't forgotten this piece. There's this little pink record player, which I think is kind of interesting that they added the whole musical thing, but I love music, so I'm happy about that. There's a cluster of balloons in the most antique looking little golden color tone there. Super cute. More pink flowers, more cream flowers, more birds. This one seems like he's praising the Lord. He's so cute. He's like, yes. Then there are words. There's happiness, the word of, the word joy, the word life. Some leaves. Let me set those aside. Guys, there's so much in here. Another, oh, there's a little straw hat, the bicycle, which I didn't mention. And let's see here. Oh, there's this fence. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Another bike. Another fence. Flowers, leaves, yada, yada, yada. Let me show you, because I didn't already. There's the little fence up close. Super duper cute. Yeah, I like how innocent it all is. Awesome. Thank you so much, Joanna. Thank you. Super sweet. And again, these are very, very ultra delicate, but sometimes you need that in your life. Okay, I'm not going to torture you guys by putting that back in that package, because that'll never happen. So let me just set it aside. Oh, okay. And with that excuse, I have piles and piles that I need to put away. But here's the 6x6. It has more cut aparts there. It has these papers that repeat themselves that have the little, let me see here, backgrounds. So I only have to show you this many. Okay, so they do repeat themselves, but they are double-sided. So let me show you one side there. Little tiny images with collages of all the stuff you just saw, plus some other items, of course. And then on the other side are little itty-bitty little frames. If you don't know what to do with this sort of thing, by the way, I've made many albums sharing how I use this, and I generally will partner these up with other items to make little tuck spots in a book, and they turn out super cute. Here's a wreath, so gorgeous, and a floral background, then the balloon background with the flowers, and then a more green-like floral, and the sweater pattern here, or blanket, or basket, however you want to interpret that. in that super beautiful golden color. Then there's a little scene, there's the cottage, the fence, the little birds, all of the items that they used for their ephemera, they made a little scene out of. And then there's the planks, which are ever so popular, right? Here's the other scene, and that would be the garden one, where you see this door. Now, I wish they had made this into a piece of ephemera, that door, because it's just stunning. But there's workarounds around that. And then there's the little chair. There's that little record player. And more of this knitted style in the pink with a different knit. And here's the little Vespa. So cute. Again, not in the ephemera pack, but it's in the paper pack. Or at least, yeah, I only saw 2 bicycles in there for some reason. But yeah, super duper cute. Let's see here. The 6x6 was $5.75 for that one. And then it was $12.50 for the larger pack. And as you can see, it has similar patterns. And then here you see the larger, of course, version of those little frames. Super beautiful. So let me see if there was, oh yeah, and then the paper cuts, where are they? Over there. The paper cuts were, and by the paper cuts I mean the die cuts I shared with you guys, that was $7.25, and then the chipboard header balloon base was $5.10, which I think that's phenomenal. I also got, because I couldn't put it away, I couldn't, you know, it fell into my cart, let's just say, the Forever Young 6x6, and I was just, honestly, I was just curious to see what this would look like. It's very rainbow-y, so I think this would be great for whimsical little cards and things like that. I like the watercolor style, and then this one's got the sweets, and it has the tiny little stars and bubbles. So super cute backgrounds there. And this is more like a Maggie Holmes carnival vibe, if you're familiar with that line. But I thought this would, oh, the carousel, this here is so gorgeous. And it's not a carousel. Is this, no, this is a what is this called, guys? I forgot. The wheel thing that goes up in the sky. I completely forgot what that's called. But yeah. Oh, and then this also has that little cupcake with the unicorn and the lashes. So that was all the rage last year. I don't know if people are still doing that, but for birthday cards, I thought that was really cute. Then, last but not least, let's see here. Let's open another one. And guys, I might not be doing haul videos for a while. So, this might be it for a little while. May was my birthday month, so that's my excuse, and that's what I'm sticking to. The pad, oh, I'm sorry, Ferris wheel. Thank you. Thank you, guys. This one is called Forever Young. Sorry about that. I should have mentioned that earlier. Forever Young. So I imagine, okay, so I see this little, okay, you guys said Ferris wheel. The other one's the one that's called the, see guys, I can't even think right now. I don't even know, whatever. The one with the horses. That's what I like. This one down here. Carousel, right? Carousel. I'm thinking in Spanish. Carousel. That's how we say it in Spanish, but whatever. That's what I like. I like that little thing there. And thank you, Beverly. So I imagine that the 12 by 12 probably has a really gorgeous image of that. And a few years ago, I did a mini album, a baby girl mini album with the Maggie Holmes collection that had that image. So if you want to look back at my videos, you'll see how I made that. And it was so much fun to make because Cricut has images of the horse and the little poodle jumping through the hoop and an elephant and all that fun stuff. And I used those images with that paper collection to make a mini album, and oh, it was so stinking cute, if I do say so myself. Anyway, I just really enjoyed it. No clue if the mama liked it, but I made it anyway. Because sometimes you send these things out and you never hear back. But it's, you know, what matters is that it's, you know, received. So whatever. Yeah, it's old. It's an older video, but I really enjoyed it because I got to use the papers and also just frilly things. Okay, so this one here is, okay, so this was on sale at Tonic Studios, and I had wanted to get my hands on that, but I was not willing to pay the full price, as is the case for almost everything that I buy. But this was 50% off, so I had to get it. Had to get it. So this one's called Happy Hamper gift box die set, and it, you know, for our British friends, a hamper is a basket that you take on a picnic, whereas here in the United States, a hamper is where you put your dirty socks. But anyway, it's a basket. It's not a tisket nor a tasket. And I wanted to take a look at that. We must romanticize life a little bit more. Be like, darling, please put your socks in the hamper. Or your sandwich, whichever way you want to look at life. Let's see here. I thought the samples were so gorgeous. So gorgeous, guys. The design team that they have is just awesome. That's all I can say. They are awesome. Yes, I agree. Put a 50 or 60% off sticker on something, and chances are it'll land in my basket. My shopping basket. Or my shopping hamper. I don't know how to say it. So this one came with the instructions. Really cool. It even shows you how to make a paper bead, which I thought was quite interesting, in case you want to go that route, because I'm thinking, oh yes, it comes with a die here, which is really peculiar that they did that. But this die here, which looks so strange to, you know, if you're not used to that sort of thing. And let me zoom out for a second, guys, sorry. This one cuts a strip of paper, which would be wonderful to use with your leftover strips to create beads. So I thought that was really cool. And it mentions in the instructions to use a skewer, which I know that at some point I had one in my room. It's probably still around. I just couldn't tell you where it landed, but I end up using, 9 times out of 10, I will use my quilling tool or a paintbrush to do, you know, the curling of paper. The quilling tool, this one happens to be a Cricut one. This is priceless. It's a really wonderful tool to have in your arsenal if you don't already have one. But yeah, do you guys want me to put a basket together? Yes. Joanna, I'm you know what, I'm so guilty of that, but you know why I get a kick out of it is because I'm also a Spanish speaker. So here in the United States, you hear people massacre the Spanish language like it's a sport. So that's my way of getting even. Because even in my own household, my husband, you know, he's trying to learn as much as he can. And he'll say things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did you even come to that conclusion with those letters? It's just doesn't make any sense to me, but we have fun with it. And it's I had a neighbor years ago that was British, and she had quite some fun making fun of me and my way of staring at her when I didn't understand what she was saying because of the accent. And then to boot, her husband was Irish, and he had even more fun with me because I would just blank. I would tell him I think I'm on a mental delay because when they spoke, it took me so long to kind of, you know, interpret the words to make them sensible in my brain. And I hope I'm making sense. But let's make a basket or a hamper. Oh. Yes, my husband's version of speaking Spanish is just to yell. Whatever, just say it louder. That's what he says. No, when they don't understand you, just say it louder and then they'll get it. I'm like, dude, that is so not how that works. But this is him being silly. Yeah, Scottish. I love it though. I love the differences in the, you know, the nuances of the languages. That's, oh, I love that. I always have. It's just, to me, very, very enjoyable. Which is why I enjoy having friendships with people who are not like me. I don't need anybody else who sounds exactly like me. So, let's see here. This is going to be interesting because of the shape of this. And I did say coloring, but I guess I'm not coloring right now. I thought I was going to color, but now I saw this and I guess I need to cut it out and just see how that works. But, okay, so you saw how that took up a 12 by 12 piece of paper. And I'm trying to make sure I grab the same color again. Sometimes you cannot go with the straight lines when you're doing these things, and that's just how it goes. But I know that I'm going to need two. So what I'm trying to see here is if I need to flip over the paper or not, so we'll learn together. Now I had, now it's looking like I can cut them both the same way. I had a British college professor who did not like me. I think he thought that I wasn't taking him seriously because of my Latin ways. You see, the difference in the culture is, and I explain this to my husband all the time, if you meet a Puerto Rican, you're meeting someone who, by cultural default, and that's if you've been, you know, if you've been brought up by other Puerto Ricans, of course. There's always an exception. By default, we are brought up to be jovial people who make light of absolutely everything. That is just part of our culture. If you meet a Puerto Rican in 5 minutes, they will consider you a friend. And in conversation, there's a lightheartedness. I had an Italian friend. She said, you guys have a joie de vivre. I think that's how the French say it. Joy of life. That she really admired. And I thought, wow, what a great way to put it. Because as far as I know, you know, as far as I can describe my culture, I can say that is very accurate. It's very true. There's, excuse me, Puerto Ricans have gone through a lot of adversity. And if you know anyone who's lived through adversity, then you also will more than likely meet a person who knows how to poke fun at life. Because that's how we survive. And so that's brought down through, you know, generations and generations. So, I think this is going to be my lid. So, but I have to say that the people that I've met from overseas, whether it be England, Ireland, I don't know if I've met any Scottish people. I don't think so. But in any case, that doesn't matter. The ones that I've met have also had very a really great sense of humor, which, you know, my one friend would tell me that people had the assumption that she was much more formal than she was just because of her accent. And I remember having this conversation where another friend of ours told her, you know, we expect you to say like everything that you say to be supremely important just because of your accent. Which of course led me to ask, well, what do you assume when I speak? Because mine is completely opposite. But anyway, going back to the professor, I had quite a few spats with him because I didn't like the way he spoke to me. He was very condescending, not because of his culture, but because of his assumptions of mine. And I had to explain to him that we just were very different, you know. At one point, he asked me if I had a speech impediment, and I just laughed in his face. I was like, really, dude? A speech impediment? So I told him, I said, no, I just have a Spanish accent, and you can't understand me, and I can't understand you, and let's just leave it at that. But I'm not saying that because he was British. That was just his personality. Because I don't make broad assumptions about people just because of, you know, the color of their skin or their accent or where they were born. You know, I learned as a child never to do that. So anyway, it was fun anyway because now I have, you know, I can laugh about those things now, even though they were kind of annoying back then. But whatever. Not everybody that you meet is willing to know your story, but when people do, it makes all the difference, because then you find out you have more in common with that person than not. And he was just my chemistry professor, so that's it. That's where that started and where it ended. I'm trying to look here, guys. Yeah, okay. This is going to be interesting because I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, see, you know, it's funny you should say that, because depending on the person, and I'm going back to look at your name, Alvina. Okay, sorry. Depending on the person, I'm told that I don't have an accent, or once a person reads my last name, they tell me that I do have an accent. And I'm like, interesting. Funny how that works. But I grew up in the military. I've shared that on this channel. I learned 2 languages as a child at the same time. So while other kids were learning one, I had the task of learning one at home and one at school. And that creates a lot of different, you know, nuances and situations, because like I say often, you know, sometimes I'm thinking in Spanish and speaking in English and vice versa. So you can imagine the jambalaya that creates in the mind as a kid. However, it was great because I learned how to say things, or communicate, I should say, in almost like 2 different worlds. That's how it feels sometimes. For instance, if I want to explain something that is practical, I find English to be an easier way to do it. However, if I'm explaining something that has to do with emotion, I have great difficulty explaining it in English, and it's much easier in Spanish because I find Spanish to be the language of my soul. And I don't know how to explain that any other way. Spanish is a very, very eloquent language. And for instance, sometimes my husband will ask a question, And I look at him and I'm like, I can't answer that. And he'll say, why? And I go, because you're not going to understand it, because I'm going to have to say it in Spanish. And he's like, no, just say it in English. And I'm like, I can't, because it's not in English. It's in Spanish in my head, in my, you know, in my mind. But I just find that it enriches your mind. Obviously, the more languages you know, I think the better. And again, you know, cool people exist in all places, so it doesn't matter what they speak. All right, I think I have everything. I'm not 100% sure, but I can do the panels now, the cutesy ones. Oh. But the same thing happens when I speak Spanish. People tell me that I have an accent and they can't place that accent. So I'll travel to Puerto Rico and, you know, depending on who's listening to the conversation, they might ask if I'm from Argentina or, you know, are you from Venezuela or, you know, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm just Puerto Rican, but my Spanish, no, very good sometimes. That's all. It happens. Okay. I think that I want to go with this color. No, I don't. I'm trying to think here. Ooh, let's do this color. For the outside pattern, I don't think I'm going to use the frilly bits, just because this is going to throw paper all over the place. So let's just cut this out twice. And I think I will enjoy it, just for my very first make here. But I have to say, another comment while we're on the subject, just because someone has an accent, it doesn't mean that they don't have a large vocabulary in said language. Because you can have a very, very thick accent and still be very fluent. And I think that's such a misconception that people have, that if you say something with a, you know, if you're struggling with your R's and L's or your T's or whatever, because say, you know, your first language is Japanese or Korean or whatever, that somehow you don't dominate the language, and that's such a lie. So if you catch yourself thinking that, correct yourself in the process, because it could be that that person actually has a better vocabulary than you. They just don't say it with the same sounds. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, I like the subject, if you couldn't already tell. But I'm curious to know how many of you guys massacre other languages as I do. I'm looking at Joanna's comment. I feel so bad. I'm pretty sure that's probably what that professor thought of me. Like, I was always just ruining, you know, what I was saying. But I wasn't, I don't know what he meant by that. Because I swear I spoke the same way I do now. And the subject was chemistry. So maybe I was just saying the name of the elements with too many inflections? I have no idea. He never explained himself. Oh, don't worry, sweetheart. Joanna, I won't be offended. You can, you know, we, like I said, we poke fun at everything. So I'm so used to that also, that if someone pokes fun at me, I don't assume that they're, you know, being serious or anything like that. It's like, no, that's just, we're having fun. We're being friendly. Because that's another thing I had to explain to my husband. I'm like, no, listen, that's a love language. When Puerto Ricans make fun of you, it means they like you. It doesn't mean that they don't want to be your friend or whatever. It's actually like paying you a compliment. So I'm going to do one more little circle here. Yes, we all have and that's the truth. That's how I look at it. We all have an accent. It's just, you know, it could be regional or it could be, like here where, oh yeah, my husband, he says, oh my gosh, there's a particular word that he says that he adds an S to, and I'm like, there's no S in that word. I'm trying to think of what it is. Oh, it'll come to me. But there's some regional things. There's some colloquialisms that I still don't understand. And I'm not gonna ever think that I'll, you know, understand everything either. It's just crazy. Okay, she's getting there. Getting there, getting there, getting there. I'm gonna try to just do some basic layers here, but depending on how long you guys are willing to stay, then I can keep going with it, whatever, and play it by ear. I just at least wanted to take a look at the basics of how to make this, because I think it's fun to figure it all out, right? Okay, I'm going to put these together first, if I can find my glue. Here it is. Okay. So yeah, if I get angry though, when I get angry, ooh, my Spanish comes out. Ooh, yeah, very fluent. We can, well, yeah, forever and ever. Awesome. All right. I hope these colors are okay with you guys. I didn't even ask for input. And I realize it's kind of a weird combination, but this is where I'm at today. I'm in a weird place. So I'm using strange colors to craft with. Although I like this peacock green color a lot. And I think this would make it, I guess I was thinking of stinky socks. I don't know. It would make it a fun masculine make anyway, if you wanted it to be. Even though I am a big fan of purple, I just tend to go for the lighter colors of purple, like the lilacs. Are you serious? We're on the same wavelength then. Super cool. All right, so this is just, you know, the common practice, of course, when you're doing the whole die cutting and assembly, to go ahead and place your layers first if you can. If you know that they're not going to cover up any mechanics or that sort of thing. And of course, there are other videos out there with this die set. I'm just doing it because it's new to me. And yeah, that's it. That's the only reasoning behind that. Okay, so this has a strap that goes here that apparently you would adhere to the base. Okay, but let's do the base first. And all you do is pair it up because it matches perfectly. That's another thing that I really enjoy about Tonic Studios dies. They're not too complicated. Yes, purple is the color of royalty. So why not? Matter of fact, I did my nails in this pretty lavender color recently. Or I should say, I don't know why I said recently. I think I did it yesterday. And I'm so in love with it. It's I've been doing, and I know this is off topic, but I've been doing a lot of gel and dip powder nails recently. And I really like the colors. The way you're kind of surprised at the end of as to how they end up looking is, I don't know. It's fun. I like all things girly, so Okay, I should have scored this first and I didn't, so I'm just going to quickly fold this. And yes, it already has the fold lines marked there for you, but it's kind of fun to get ideas also when you see these shapes of, you know, how else can I possibly use this? What else could I make? You know what? I have to say, they're not complicated. One thing that I like to reiterate when it comes to crafting is that it's just paper. No, I'm going to tell you right now, there are projects that will never make the light of day, you know, that they'll never be seen on this channel, because I have jacked up some stuff in a way that I just look at it and I'm like, really, Raquel? And I just chuck it. I'm just like, to heck with it, in the garbage. I'm not gonna fight. This is not about fighting, and it's not about getting me in a bad mood. You know what I mean? To me, that, if it gets aggravating, if I look at something and halfway through it, I'm just not feeling it, I just throw it away immediately. I'm like, I don't care. What was that, $3 worth of paper? Not worried about it, you know. I realize that some people might hear that and say, well, you know, you must have it real good. And to that, I will say that it's taken a while to get here, and I do paper crafting for more than just the fun of purchasing products and stuff like that. This is very therapeutic. It brings the time that you spend doing these things can also be a time where you're meditating on other things. That's been the experience that I have lived through, whether it be painting, drawing, cutting paper, whatever. My mind's not necessarily even on the rote memory of folding the paper and all that. My mind can be on so many other things. And so if all of a sudden it goes to a negative place, then I reject it and I throw it out and I start over again. Because in that, and this might sound kooky to some of y'all, but I'm not really worried about that. In that, I'm practicing self-forgiveness. I'm a natural perfectionist, and I have discovered through the years that sometimes that can come from a place where you're not willing to face your own flaws for fear of whatever, you know, the consequence might be. And sometimes that consequence is entirely made up in your head. So that's what I'm going to say about that. So what I was just doing now, you could do either prior to gluing those down, but as you saw, this is pretty thin paper, so it's not, you know, it didn't create any bubbles or anything like that. But you want to be careful not to be too aggressive when it comes to that little joint there, because if you pull too hard on that, that's going to rip right off. This is not 110-pound cardstock, by the way. If you saw the stack, it's one that I picked up from Paper Studio, I believe is a brand, from Hobby Lobby. Now, if I were doing this, I guess, you know, second time around or whatever, then I would do the base in 110-pound and then layer from there. So I'm going to do the same here because, hold on a second. No, wait. No, I'm not. I'm trying to see here. There's a dip and a thing and a fold and a... The belts are designed to wrap around the side of the basket as shown below. And then there's a trapezoid. Okay, baby. No idea what this means, but they go through the slit and yada, yada, yada. So this is, let's see here. It's showing kind of like a fold this way and a fold this way, I think. Guys, we'll see how this ends up. I have no idea. But let's just glue it down anyway. And I think I need a little square for that. Okay, so there is a fold line here. And I'm going to fold that first and make sure it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to put it there. But I'm wanting to make sure that the length of it and the pretty side is facing up. And I hope that makes sense. Okay, so there's that one. And then I'm gonna flip it around and do the same thing. So again, that pretty embossed portion, I want it facing up. And then I'm just folding at that very first fold line or score line, making sure that the rounded tip is facing the inside of the basket. Hope that makes sense. And again, there's a score line there, so that helps too. I'm no genius. I just follow what I see. That's all. And I'm sorry if I come across as preachy. I'm just so used to being a mom and mothering my children and coaching and teaching that it comes naturally. There's nothing I can do about it. Now this one they show rather interestingly as going in. Hold up. Maybe I'll have to do it with this one. They show one of these going inside like this. So I guess that was the wrong way to put it, but we shall see. They show one going this way like this. I'm trying to make sure I fold it in the correct place here. No idea. Whatever. Anyway, then there's the lid. And what I would like to do here is I doubled it up on purpose because I knew that this was going to need the weight. So I'm just going to mirror it and put this together. But I'm going to fold, and now I like to do this when I double something up. I like to fold the paper first and then evaluate on whether or not I even want these pieces to be doubled also, because the bulk can sometimes ruin it. I'm thinking that I'm going to leave it because it's not so thick. So at least you guys, you know, you get to see my thought process here for a minute. So obviously this is going to be the opposite. So if these fold down, these are going to fold up because it's basically a liner. Now this is not something you have to do. I just want to do this so that my project is not too flimsy. But do you guys, I have a question for you. Do you guys have any projects that you do outside of paper crafting? I'm really curious because I do, and I always wonder, like, how many of the people who watch this channel are also people who sew or paint or maybe do some sort of, you know, type of artwork that we're not familiar with. I'm really curious to know that, because I think crafty folks always have their hands in more than one pot. Okay, so there's that. And there's a little bit of sliding that happens, so I just kind of try to adjust that. And of course, had I used the heavier paper, I wouldn't even have to bother with this. Okay, but I think I'm happy with that. And then this little guy is going to go on top. And it may or may not get another liner. But I'm just going to gently put that on there. And can reinforce it. Now this glue, if I get it all over the place, I don't bug out too much because it dries clear, but I also will go back and clean up any little smudges with my rubber eraser. There we go. And I find that this doesn't drag or anything like that with the Nouveau glue. So again, if you're using this sort of thing for the first time, just be gentle, just in case the paper is a little too delicate. Because you can, I know, for instance, with this kind of paper, I would just have to let that glue dry entirely and leave it be. Because I've been known to rub off the entire thing. And that's not something you want to do. Okay, so I'm coming back to this. Here, the belts go through the side slits as shown below. All right, so it did show that one of them was going to go in this way. And then that the other one was going to go in through these two. Okay, so this is the assembly portion here. This is meant to go through both of these. Like this. And if you have dexterity issues, I'm assuming that you could grab a little clip maybe and put it there first so that you can pull this through. And I'm trying to be really gentle so I don't tear the paper. All right, so I've got that side, right? And then on the other side, I'll join the two and feed that little strip through. I already went this way and now I'm going to feed it through. I hope this makes sense, guys. There's a little bit of maneuvering going on here, but I think we can figure it out. Let me know, guys, if you've already made this, by the way, because I shouldn't assume that you haven't either. Here we go. Okay, so that one went in that direction. I don't know why, but that's what the instructions say, and to me, it doesn't seem to work. Did I do something wrong? Let's find out. I don't know why it says to do it like that. I don't think that's right. I'm gonna try it the other way. It doesn't make any sense. That's what I see in the picture. But I could be interpreting this completely wrong. So let's just do it both the same way. As I tell you right now, that didn't make any sense. But we'll find out in a second. Hello, Carrie. Long time no see. God bless you, darling. Thank you for being here. I'm over here messing around, and I don't know if I'm doing this right, but it's okay. As I said before, it's just paper. In my last live, when I was trying to make a card, I completely blanked, and I felt so horrible because I was like, why is it that my brain just gave up kind of in the middle? All right, so I just fed these through here like so. I'm hoping this is right, because now the idea is that this with the little notches will feed the tabs through. We shall see, we shall see. Like that. And it's not looking very round, but you can definitely play with the paper like that, okay? To give it that base. Now, what I'm seeing here, for instance, is that there may have been a need to curve this first. Yeah, let's do that. This reminds me of a diaper bag for some reason. I think it would be so cute for a baby shower, but I think that about everything. Every single thing that I make, I'm like, wouldn't this be cute for a baby shower? All right, so let's do something here. All right, so if you see there, that might start coming apart. So you may want to be sure to use your nice thick paper on that after the fact, kind of cover that up, whatever. Or just be gentle. I'm going to try to curve this and see if it makes a difference. Let's take off that lid. But this does remind me of cloth diapers, and I think it's that whole overlap thing. So I guess that's why I'm thinking of diaper bags. I don't know. How have you been doing, Carrie? I hope you've been well. Okay, so curl, curl, curl. Overlap. Put in the strip. Come on, baby. Here we go. Like so. All right. So see how there's more of a curvature there now? I hope that helps something. It may not. Not sure yet. But here goes the other side. There we go. Okay, these little guys are on the inside, and then again they just feed through the slits on both sides. Like so, and then there's a little notch on the side here, and these will slip right in. There's another reason I wanted the more, the thicker paper, is so that it's a little bit sturdier, so that they don't just flop out. And then here's the other side, like that. That's holding quite nicely, I have to say. Okay. I hope that's making sense now. Okay. So let me take a peek here. It says here that this comes with an optional lid, but I don't know why it says that. Then it states that this is to go here. Let me see here. This is very interesting. Ugh, okay. I think we're going to have some purple on purple action here, but this is meant to go here. And I'm guessing it adheres onto this piece. I think I needed another one, guys. Yep. Yep. I should have doubled that up. Oh, thank you. I am doing well, thank God. I'm not too shabby. Let's see here. Sorry. Trying to make sure that I get all my bits and pieces here. There have been some days that have not been too easy, but that's how it goes. That is life, and you have to look for the sunshine, right? You have to look for reasons to smile and be grateful, so that's what I'm doing. And crafting allows me to do that. It helps a lot. Okay. So, I think the next time that I do this, I'm going to do all the shiny stuff. Yep, this world, let me tell you, this world can give you reasons to just throw your hands up and go, really? So, I am trying to focus on the good, focus on the positive, yeah. And ask the Lord for mercy. That's about all I can say about that. All right, so I'm just feeding the same thing that I did here over here. And my guess is, it says here, the buckles are designed to work with the belt sections of your happy hamper. And that this is meant to be the handle So my guess is that this is meant to glue onto here, but I am so confused. Confused, because why do I need buckles? And if I have buckles, what do I do with them? Because it doesn't tell me. So let me look at the picture. I forgot. But this came with a picture. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so when I look at this, it shows two different options. It shows this Mama Jama with no handle on one of them, because the handle was made with a ribbon instead. And then it shows the handle without this. Okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of which one I prefer, if I have an option, because I find it to be completely odd that this would be fed in. Guys, help me out. I am confused. Oh, and here's why. I'm going to explain myself, because I'm not entirely crazy. I'm just thinking that if I'm having the option of having this, then shouldn't this be glued onto the lid and not, I hope I'm making sense, and not having anything to do with this in and of itself? I'm gonna look at one more picture. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that, and I'm just gonna do, oh, I'm confused. I guess this is what they meant with the option. Because I'm wondering if you could feed this through here, and this is what came to mind. I'm wondering if I could feed this through here and then fold it this way and glue it like that, but then that creates a problem with the lid. So confusing! I'm stumped. I'm like, what do I do? How does it go from here? Because I could do it like that, like I glue this here and then put this here, but then how the heck do you close it? Y'all see what I'm saying? Interesting. I don't know. They show it different here than it looks on the instructions. Oh, I love a challenge, guys. I love a challenge, but I need to get through this one because I don't know which way I should do this. Strengthen your slit. All right, so let's strengthen our slits. It says to do that. Let's do that. And while I do that, I'm gonna, no, wait. How many do I have? Yeah, I do have 2. While I'm strengthening my slits, I need to figure out the whole handle situation here. So now, just so you know, now there's 3 pieces of paper here. So it'll be nice and sturdy. He said diaper bag vibes for sure. Oh, considering where my where this is headed, it might just end up being a diaper bag, and I don't even have babies. Okay, hold on a second. I don't want to give up. I really don't. But this states to put this on, and then after putting this on, it shows in the picture. And this is why being a visual person is sometimes a headache, because I need to see it. I need to see it. They went in, and then these guys go in, and they're supposed to go this way, but it's not making sense in my brain. Not at all. I'm not understanding it, guys. Because you need to be able to open it. And that's why I'm stumped. It shows that. I'm trying to think if I feed this back through here, if that would make any difference. But no, it won't. I'm open to suggestions. Nappies. I'm gonna have nappies from my pappy in this basket, but I don't know how to close it because Tonic has left me hanging with the instructions. Unless I omit this altogether and go with this one. And in this case, it does show this glued right back down on here with this little guy making an appearance here. Like so. Now this makes more sense to me if I do it this way. Yeah, I'm done being patient. I just need to get it done. Get it done. Get her done. As my husband would say, get her done. Okay. I think this is gonna go here. But if I do that, then this portion is just gonna sit there. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's just gonna have to go on the inside, I guess. Yep, that's how she's doing it, because I'm done. All right. I am gonna make an executive decision here, and I'm just gonna put some glue on here and do some cutting and get it done because I'm over it. I don't understand, so I'm just gonna glue it down, and I'm gonna cut away this portion, and let's see what happens. Yep, let's do it. Let's just do it. And voila. Okay. So that strap is going to go that way. And this strap, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Grab the this portion. And I don't know if this is right, but this is the way I'm deciding to go about it. Cut away this piece here. Glue it down. Maybe this is why it was on sale. Because they made it complicated. Oh gosh. Alright. Anyway, whatever. Let's go with that. I don't know what those other things are supposed to do. And then I guess I'm just going to tuck that in. Tuck these little sides in as well. And I appreciate you guys having the patience, because like I said, sometimes they end in the bin. Alright. Boom, boom. And I still think it needs a little bit of kind of coaxing to make it more roundish. But let's see what happens here, right? I do dig this shape. It's really cute. Alright. So what I did was I pushed it in a little bit more, if you saw that. So no fuss there. And then these guys will just glue on here. That's all. That's all. She got stumped with the shape. But I think you could understand why I got stumped. Because it was certainly not making a whole lot of sense. Now this does have, just to let you guys know, it does have a little fold line here. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out for sure. Because I really want to know how to use this portion. I mean, the rest I think is sensible. But that really got me there, because why make it like that unless Unless they cut it down, you know what I'm saying? Like if they said cut it down and use this, then I would understand it. But again, lost in translation, who knows? So I guess these little guys would join here at the top. And I'm supposing you could put a little magnet there, which I think is super duper cute. So let me just do the one handle here, like so. And of course you can do this in whichever order you like. This is a live video. I didn't really have anything prepared, as you could tell. Nothing prepared, not a single thought. But there's a score line there, and that helps. So I'm just going to feed this through, glue it. And I really think this can make a beautiful, beautiful gift box. Okay, so then here's the handle, nice and tall and proud and pretty. I think it's adorable. So I am going to put some little tiny magnets on that, because why not? And here's the little papers that fell out. I'm going to try to find the other one. Yep, here they are. The ones that fell out of my cutting the mechanics of this, and I'm going to try to use that to cover the magnets, because these are teeny tiny, and I think that that might be sufficient. So I'm going to put one right on here. Put my little magnet in the center. And this is just for kicks and giggles, because you don't really need to do it. But there's that. I'm just going to hold it down a moment. But I'm loving the shape. The handle may have been a pain in the butt, but I really like the shape. So I just want to make sure here, and this is how I do my magnets. I stick it first, like that. Then I'll put the little drop of glue, because if you can tell, the way it's sticking, it's not actually centered on that. But I do want to center the handle. So I will use that as my gauge. So now I know where to put my magnet on the other one. Okay, and I'll just wipe off the little tiny bit of glue there. But now I can cover this one. So as you can see there, I got frustrated with my crafting, but I didn't give up. And I'm proud of myself for not giving up, even when it gets difficult. Boom! Et voila! I am done with my basket. I shall report back if I find out how to use those other pieces. At this rate, I couldn't just use them as a decorative feature on the bag if I wanted to. And maybe dangle a little fob, you know, almost like a little chain or key fob off the side. You get with little charms. I think that would be super cute. I do appreciate you guys sticking with me. Oh my gosh. There's another piece here that is absolutely gorgeous. Actually, there's quite a few. I don't want to minimize the die set just because I'm a dork. There are quite a few decorative elements here, which I think are super duper gorgeous. You know, this looks plain Jane right now, but there's the piece that you can put on the strap to make that look pretty. So that one cuts the border, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Let's go ahead and do that. And because I have this out already and I love this paper, then let's go ahead and use it. Make this a little prettier. And another great thing about this is that if you only have little bits to use, that's okay too, because it's still going to add a little bit of shine to your project that's super duper adorable. So when in doubt, just add pretty paper. So that you don't hate the project that you just struggled with. You guys are so sweet and so caring, because let me tell you, I probably would have been like, I'm out of here. She don't know what she's doing. I'm out. Goodbye. Okay. This is super cool. This looks like a Celtic Cross almost, part of this pattern. Woohoo! There goes my plate. Let's cut that again, because I'm going to use 2 of them. Oh, praise the Lord. Bending over is not easy anymore. Oh, yeah. Okay. In case you guys are wondering, like I always do, what is the size of the finished project, right? This is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches, okay? And then the height, of course, will depend on whether or not you fiddle with that very lovely and wonderful handle. However, the base of this, you know, from this little round lid to the bottom is a total of, I would say just under 3 inches tall. So that makes for a really cute presentation. And I don't know if you guys have seen it. I wish I had it with me, but my son took it to gift already. We were recently at a festival, and this lady that was so super kind and adorable was selling these really gorgeous soaps that look like cupcakes. I'm sure you've all seen them. If not, take a peek on Etsy. And if I find her website, her card, I should say, I'll link it later on below, because I didn't bring it down here. But that would probably fit in one of these. And I think that would make such an adorable presentation for a little gift like that, because they do look like edible cupcakes. So super duper cute. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Joanna. But yeah, girlfriend, I can relate. I can totally relate. It's not meant to be frustrating, and when it is, sometimes it's just the best thing to do. Just, you know, chuck it and move on. Especially if you've ripped something, or, you know. I recently started a mini album, and I was so excited that day to get crafting and all that. And then halfway through, I'm like, wait, there's something not right. It's not lining up. I couldn't get the interior pages to work. And it was so frustrating. So I was like, you know what? Life is not about this. I am not going to add any unhappiness to my, you know, my world that I don't need. That's voluntary. So I was like, not today, Satan. You're out of here. And I threw it out. And then I was so mad at myself when I figured out what I was doing wrong. I was like, that was such a basic mistake. Oh, but I just walked away. I went outside. I was like, you know what? Let me go look at my garden. It's better things to do today anyway. Yes, that's what I meant, Carrie. When in doubt, instead of hating the mistake, add some shine to it, girlfriend. Instead of getting upset, just make it like, okay, no, I meant it to go this route. I wanted it to go in this direction. Add all the pretty things, because truthfully, you know, for instance, I mentioned earlier in this video, looking at the shine that and the, you know, the colors that bounce off of this paper makes me happy. That's just something, you know, it's not for everyone, but for me, I'm just like, yeah, that's so super adorable. So I have to make it a point to focus on that. So I'm going to add it to this project because I know that when I look at it, even if I find imperfections that no one else might see, I'm gonna like seeing the shine, you know? Oh, wait, was that meant to go there? Hold up, guys. I don't know. There's an oval and there's a circle, but I suppose there's no real rules to this. You just do what you want, right? I guess that's meant to be decorative. Okay, let me set that aside a second. And for card making, if you wanted to use this just to create a card, whoa, baby. So long as, you know, the dies are not flying in your face. For card making, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 ovals here that and a circle that would be wonderful for that. I'm going to cover this little bit up. Let's go for that. And then I am going to cut with the circle and this piece here, the decoration to go on the lid. I want to do that. Okay. Y'all see the mess I make. I'm going to go ahead and do this one because I think it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. And you guys, I go back and forth with the machines and all that jazz just because it's convenient. Now this has a little notch in it. If you get the die set, so that you can match up the other dies that go inside, and I think that's super duper cool. I love it when they do that. It makes life a whole lot easier to line things up. And sometimes I use the washi tape. It depends on whether or not I think it might slide a little bit. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And like I said, thank you for your patience with me, guys. I know I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Okay, I'm looking for this to clean that out. Okay, so off to the side I have my garbage bin, and then I have this tool to clean out my dies or die cuts. And I try to aim it, of course, in the direction of my garbage. So that's what I was just doing. Save the little bits because you can use them later. And that way I only have to clean up a tiny bit of this. Okay. Now I could cut the center out of this and use it on something else, but I think I'm just going to put it on here and then layer on top of it just to have some contrast. And I'm finding that it's, okay, a little trick to it because it doesn't, okay, I cut it with the same die and it wasn't fitting absolutely the same. All right. And I'm not going to complicate matters. I'm going to only put glue in the middle here, guys. Off camera, I'll go back and then add the edges. But for now, I'm just going to do it like this. And that's good enough. And then I'm going to do the little, this piece here, which I think is so cute. Okay, there's that. Let's add a little bit of shine there. Now I had no idea that this was going to cut the center out, but I don't mind that. And again, this paper, you have to play with it. There's no way around it. Have to be really patient with that one. Okay, there's that. Now I have an option of the center one here, and it's not a perfect circle. So the one thing that I'm noting here is that the little notches I mentioned before they cut out a, almost like a straight line within the pattern. So the next die down also has the little notches. So when you cut your paper out, you may want to be mindful of that so that you're able to line it up perfectly there. This does also come with a sentiment, which I forgot to mention, and that can go right on that lid. And it states, let's see here, a little something just to say. So of course, as I mentioned before, if you're giving it away, then that's super duper cute. Let's see what paper we can put on top of that. That'll make sense. There's the little horses, or zebras, I think, right? Super cute. And this is Maggie Holmes' Carousel, which I think you're all familiar with. Let's see here. I could use it for one of these little ephemera pieces, but I'm not digging the black and white, to be honest. There's that forever popular swan color. Then there's this other color here that will match the balloon that I made, so I think I'm going to go with that one. Or, hold on. I was hoping to be able to fit some sort of this carnival theme in here, but it cuts away so much that it won't make much sense. Anyway, let's try to keep it simple. Keep it simple. I'm going to go with this one, tone on tone-ish. Oh, thank you for having been here, Sam. God bless you, sweetie. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. And in a second, I'm going to show you that other balloon that I had made again, so that you guys get to see the little flowers, in case you have any questions about that, because that was a lot of fun. Now, for the other one, I did put some Nouveau paste on this, but I'm not going to bother with that today, because I'm probably going to put some flowers on top of this, just to make it not so dark. Okay. So I'm happy with that. And let me show you guys what I mean. Okay. Just gonna clear up a tiny bit here. And I'm gonna show you what this is gonna kind of pair up with, if you will, because I am going to add some flowers to this, but I'm happy with the shape, guys. I have to say, it was a little bit of a struggle to do the whole handle doohickey thingy, but I'm happy that I persisted. All right, so over here off to the side, which you guys can't see because it's my actual lamp, is the other balloon that I had finished using the Maggie Holmes papers. And I did finish it off camera because I wasn't going to, you know, have a 5-hour-long video, but there are the little flowers. And if you're curious as to the centers, I did use Tonic Studios flock for the center of some of them. For others, I used little pearls and golden micro beads because the Maggie Holmes paper has those touches of gold here and there. And then I did also use the same, the Blue Lagoon glitter drops for the centers of other flowers. And what else did I do here? I added what I did off camera was add the little gems. I added the golden trim here. And if you're curious about the trim, this was from the Ribbon Boutique. And it looks like that. Super cute. So that goes really wonderful with that collection. And then I think you guys saw me put all those other little gems on there. But yeah, I think this would make a really cute couple, even though, of course, I'm going to have to lighten this up a little bit because it's a nice dark purple. But if you see, the paper on the top is the same. And of course, you know, and when it comes to these Maggie Holmes papers, I don't think it matters. It's almost just like a rainbow collection of colors, which is so very pretty. It's bright and it's happy. But I will lighten this up with the flower. Oh, and the flowers I meant to mention were, I know they're around here somewhere, guys. Okay, I had them. All right, the particular flowers, here they are. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the ones that I used on the balloon were these from Elizabeth Craft, and I had shown these before, but these were from scrapbook.com. So I did cut these out. They were quite easy to use. I did not use this branch, nor did I use the tiny little dots, but for, I'll show it again, okay, so for the little blue flowers there, I used this tiny one here. No, this one, because you can pair the smaller dies and just double them up. You can pair the medium-sized dies, and in this case, it was this one here with 3 petals. I paired those up to make these, and then with this one with the 3 petals, I paired those up or tripled them to make that flower, and so on and so forth. But I thought they were so super cute. And then there's the one that looks like a little daisy also. I love those. That's the one that I used there. Okay, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Of course, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. Please give the video a thumbs up. It will help my channel. I always forget to ask. But if you're here and you enjoy the content, which I hope is suitable for all of you, so that you don't ever have to worry about what's going to come out of my mouth, even if I'm, you know, opinionated. I hope the opinions are not anything offensive, because that's not where I ever want this channel to go. I hope you guys always feel comfortable just coming along and watching me, even if I struggle. But that you get to see another part of crafting, which is what I like to share, and that is, you know, I guess my journey and the things that I have learned, and I like to share on this channel so that you have an understanding that there's more to the paper, there's more to the glue and all of that. There are people behind the screen, if you will. And I do enjoy the company of all of those who stop by to say hello and leave kind comments and, you know, reach out and share with me what they're doing. Because, guys, I, you know, gather as much inspiration from all of you. So that's what I hope that you get from this, is that you do get inspired, that you are blessed, and that you get to know the people also in the chat, in the live videos. All of you ladies are so wonderful, so creative, and I do enjoy your company. And yeah, I thank you for sticking with me today as I made my little hamper or basket. Thank you so much. But because of my my issues that I've shared, I'm not going to be able to do the flowers at this moment. But I'll come back and I'll share, like I did with the balloon. I'll do the little flowers. Excuse me. I'll assemble them, put them together, and then come back and show you the finished piece. Because you guys know I love to add the little bling and the diamonds and all that good stuff. But yeah. Yes, I agree, Joanna. That's the same way that I see it. So I do appreciate it. And If you are compelled to do so, if you're rewatching the video, my links are in the description bar, as well as in the first comments of this video are links to the stores that I highly recommend and that I also shop at. And if you need a 10% discount on the papers, excuse me, please go see my friend Michelle, who is Shabby Chic Chick here on YouTube. If you're interested in those Mintay papers or anything else from ASC Craft Supplies, she'll be able to hook you up with a discount there as well. Okay, guys? So thanks again. God bless, and thank you for having been here. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye. I don't want to make you a bit dizzy, but I am going to reach